Hello everybody, this is the Lysol. Welcome to my Mandalorian Beskar Armor kit reveal video. I just wanted to go over the kit super quick, what possible teams I'd want to use for it, and also about the state of the galaxy in December. So we'll start off right here with the kit reveal. He's going to be a scoundrel, not a bounty hunter like I thought, since he basically gave up being a bounty hunter once he attacked the Imperial Remnant compound and was attacked by all of the Bounty Hunters Guild on Navarro. He's going to be a leader, light side. Based on his kit, it looks like he's going to be pretty awesome. This is going to be pretty quick and dirty. I'm not going to get too deep into it. But his basic Deft Strike is going to do a damage over time for 3 turns. If they were already debuffed, deal damage a second time. So a nice double tap on his basic attack, and dots are always good. His first special is going to be Disciplined Setup, which is basically just putting him in a stance where he can use his whistling birds. So he gets, when he's in disciplined stand-up, or disciplined setup, he gains 1 stack of whistling birds for each enemy, and he may use Swift Takedown immediately afterwards. Until he uses Swift Takedown, he can't assist or counter-attack. He ignores Stealth and Taunt, and he gains 1 stack of Whistling Birds whenever an enemy takes damage, which is max 20 stacks. So my hope is that he's kind of slow, and you can get a few AoEs in, maybe some assists on other characters between his going into the stance and then his using the Swift Takedown. Whistling Birds last until Swift Takedown is used or until the Mandalorian is defeated, and they deal true damage to target enemy for each stack when using Swift Takedown. The fact that he can ignore Invis and Taunt is great, so when you're doing, like, I don't know, somebody's doing Hide the Nihilus or something like that, you can take out characters. He'll be able to counter teams that, have a lot of stealth mechanics or something, like a Bounty Hunters with Dengar or something like that. His second special is with the Child. Dispel all debuffs on all Scoundrel allies and equalize their protection. All Scoundrel allies recover 20% protection. Remove 20% turn meter from all enemies which can't be evaded. That's amazing. And then you target another Scoundrel ally and they gain damage immunity, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented, and tenacity up for 2 turns. This ability starts on cooldown, which is a cooldown of 4. It'll be good to put it on squishy characters like Queel or something. Then Swift Takedown is the ability you use after your the disciplined setup. Inflict healing immunity for 2 turns on all enemies, which is really nice. Deal physical damage to them and lose 1 stack of Whistling Birds for each enemy damage this way. Deal true damage to target enemy for each stack of Whistling Birds. If target enemy is defeated by this ability, remaining Whistling Birds will damage the weakest remaining enemy. So you're looking at essentially what could be a 1 hit on 2 characters, or maybe even more if you have a lot of stacks of Whistling Birds. This attack can't be countered or evaded. The enemy defeated by this ability can't be revived. So any kind of reviving character, honestly, be a good counter to Moff Gideon, JKR, put it on Attack Jolie or something like that. And then the leader is a Zeta. It's a nice thing, there's only 2 Zetas on this character. For each Scoundrel ally at the start of the battle, Scoundrel allies gain 5% max health, max protection, and offense. So you're looking at 25% max health, max protection, and offense, which is huge. And then whenever an enemy takes damage, Scoundrel allies gain 2% turn meter. And then the unique is Protective Intuition. It's got a Zeta. The Mandalorian is immune to ability block and has 40% potency and tenacity. That's very big. The first time each Scoundrel ally falls below 75% health, the Mandalorian dispels all debuffs on himself, gains 1 stack of Whistling Birds, and takes a bonus turn, and the cooldown of Wonder of the Force is reset. So I read on the forums that this particular ability, if you bring down multiple characters below 75% in one turn, he will only take 1 bonus turn, but he will gain a stack of Whistling Birds for each person brought down below 75%. So you'll get the 1 bonus turn and then all of the stacks of Whistling Birds. Alright, so let's go to BlueStacks here, and I'm going to show you the possible teams I'm going to use for him. Obviously, this is the old Mando in here as the leader, as a placeholder. My first thought is you want a lot of dots going on, because every time a dot deals damage, you're going to get the 2% turn meter. So my thought was to put Karth in here with Queel, IG-11, and Cara Dune. Most of these compositions have these 3 in it. Queel and IG-11 I think are no-brainers to have with the Mando. In this one, I've put IG-11, Queel, and then Mission and Zalbar. I'm basically banking on not having an Old Republic team anymore after I get Mando Beskar Armor, because I'm going to either be running one of these 2 teams. This one is kind of interesting to me because there's a lot of assists between these 2 and AoEs. Basically doing anything I can to push the turn meter on these guys. Obviously Queel and IG-11 again. And then here I have IG-88 instead of either Mission Zalbar or Karth, because IG-88 will get the bonuses from Queel and IG-11, and also from from the Mando. I'm not really going to use L3 with IG-11 because IG-11 already has the pre-taunt. I'm going to save L3 for something else. Also, my L3 isn't all that impressive, and I plan on bringing all of these characters up to G11 or G12 in order to unlock the Mando. And, yeah. So that's kind of what the teams I'm looking at. And then I want to go into the state of the galaxy real quick here. I'm not really interested in any of this stuff. The challenge tier and the Mando and Beskar Armor, we've already gone over all of this. But this right here, the Armorer. I'm incredibly disappointed that this is going to be the next character on our team. For one major reason. We don't know anything about this character. How could they possibly make a kit based on a character that is in the show for probably on the screen for 5 or 6 minutes in total and doesn't actually fight anybody? All she does is make armor. I have a list of characters right here in front of me that I would much rather have instead of her, and that would be easier for them to make kits for. I feel like Mayfeld, Fennec Shand, Dr. Pershing are no-brainers. Xi'an from the Prisoner episode, Berg from the Prisoner episode. Both of those could be people you put together, and honestly, they could make a good team with Mayfeld and with the OG Mando. Koska Reeves and Axe Woves, the Mandalorians that we see in the episode where Mando meets Bo-Katan. That's another one, so that's 8. And then Morgan Elsbeth, from the Jedi episode. I feel like any of these characters would be far better suited for making characters than the Armorer. The Armorer is just not that interesting to me, and all of these people are far more. If I had to choose from the 9 that I give you, I'd say Bo-Katan probably has the most potential because you've seen Bo-Katan in Rebels and in Clone Wars. And then you could also put in these other 2 Mandos, Koska Reeves and Axe Woves. They're pretty minor characters, so I could see them rolling those 2 into just generic Mandalorian warrior characters. And I love Bill Burr, so I thought that Mayfeld would be great. But I think Bo-Katan would be a way better use of their time than the Armorer. I don't know, I just find it to be incredibly lame. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, BitChute, Parler, Rumble, and Odyssey. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.